Congresswoman Ann Kirkpatrick looks ahead for the new year. And a new rule at the Grand Canyon may make it easier to connect with nature. Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm student anchor Trevor Anthony. Happy New Year. A look back at 2013 shows a bad year for the U.S. Congress. Our representatives accomplished very little, not counting political showdowns and a government shutdown. It's reported the approval ratings for Congress members averaged just 14%. Yet our lawmakers seem very optimistic, as reporter Kyle Benedict found when he spoke with Congresswoman Ann Kirkpatrick.
Well, thank you again for joining me, Ms. Kirkpatrick, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. You too. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, once again, thanks for being with us. And with the new year upon us right now, what are some of your priorities and your top priorities for 2014?
Well, it's doing what's best for the district, and it's still about jobs and getting people back to work. That's really my focus. Last year, we passed out of Transportation and Infrastructure a major waterworks restoration bill that will create hundreds of thousands of jobs across the nation, good-paying jobs. For Arizona, it's 15,200 jobs. So we're going to start seeing those jobs come on board and just looking at ways to improve our infrastructure. You know, here in northern Arizona, we have a lot of needs, roads that are still unpaved, lots of areas that don't have broadband coverage, cell phone coverage. You've probably noticed that. You know where those spots are.
Yeah.
And so those are the kind of things that we're working on so that the local regions, the communities, the small towns can have a really robust economy.
In addition to those kind of issues that you talked about, I assume one of the other major issues is re-election, and I'm sure that's on your mind. And recently you have kind of been the target of some bashing regarding the Affordable Health Care Act. And can you just talk a little bit about your plan to kind of overcome those negative kind of issues?
Well, we're hearing good stories every day now about folks who are being able to get insurance. I'll just give you an example. I just talked to a woman who's a breast cancer survivor, and under the new health care law, they can't be excluded for pre-existing conditions. Those conditions have to be covered. She wanted really good insurance, and because under the Affordable Care Act, she can now get that coverage. And she was just delighted, and heard from somebody else the other day who had a pre-existing condition. He was able to get coverage, and he's saving himself $6,000 a year. So we hear those stories every single day all over the district.
And looking forward, throughout your district, much of your district is rural Arizona. And can you just touch on some of your plan on how to address some of those issues coming out of rural Arizona?
I have a caseworker, and I've had somebody in my Flagstaff office since the beginning of the year who's dedicated just to answering folks' health care questions. So again, they can go to my website, kirkpatrick.house.gov, look up the number for the Flagstaff office, and call. It's Judy. They can ask for Judy, and she can answer their questions.
Great. Well, thanks again for joining us, and good luck here in 2014.
Thank you so much, Kyle.
And for NAZ Today, I'm Kyle Benedict.
Patrick is wasting no time getting started on doing good works. She tours the southern part of the district, District 1, beginning Friday. She will volunteer at the community food bank in Marana waiting tables. Saturday, the Congresswoman will tour small businesses in downtown Casa Grande. The tour is part of a continued focus on jobs and local economies. The Grand Canyon starts off the new year with a new incentive to promote peace and quiet. Air tour operators that use quiet technology to reduce noise will now pay a $20 fee instead of a $25 fee per flight. The Grand Canyon issued the reduced fee in response to complaints about the airplane noise interfering with solitude and the appreciation of nature. The reduced fee is estimated to save the industry $250,000 a year. A national park in Arizona recently doubled in size and is sparking the interest of more than just tourists. And on New Year's, a group of people switched out their thermals for their swimsuit for the 4th annual Polar Plunge.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. To make room for the 2014 models, we're clearing the lot, and that means great deals for you on our 2013s. Right now, you'll find rebates up to $10,000 on select Chevrolet models. Choose from a full line of vehicles, including the totally redesigned 2014 Silverado 1500. You can always count on our same relaxed, no-pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Modern Grove Neighborhood Eatery and Market defines the heartbeat of our local community by bringing together the food and families that call it home. Modern Grove, located on South Milton Road, open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come enjoy the aroma and taste of our homemade bread, pizzas, and much more. Sit outside on our patio for a relaxing afternoon beverage.
The Petrified Forest National Park now contains 4,200 acres of newly acquired land. Back in 2004, Congress gave authorization for the park's expansion, which led to the park to grow by more than 100%.
The park has been acquiring those lands that were authorized, and we're about a third of the way complete with that process. We've added about 50,000 acres in the last 5 years. 15,000 of it from BLM and the rest of it from willing sellers.
With the acquisition of this new land, paleontologists are anxious to access this new area, which is covered with ancient fossils. This newly acquired land not only contains fossils, but a mineral has already sparked the interest of mining companies. We will have that story for you tomorrow on NAZ Today. 35-degree weather isn't for everyone, but for one adventurous bunch of guys and gals in Flagstaff, diving into near-freezing water is just another way of ringing in the new year.
It was so cold, but it was just exhilarating, so fun. I was just so excited to do it, and I didn't originally want to get my head wet, but I just was so excited, I just went all the way under. So.
Cancer survivor Sarah Preby is talking about her first experience at the Polar Plunge, where brave souls of northern Arizona are making a splash to start 2014.
It was my birthday today, and my friend asked me if we want to do anything crazy today for my birthday, and I said sure. She said, let's go to the Polar Plunge.
Dozens of plungers showed up at Lake Mary New Year's Day to wash away 2013 in frigid waters. For some, it means new beginnings.
I just fought a battle with cancer and won it this December, so I wanted to do something crazy and start the new year out with, a strong new year this year instead of a fragile one.
For others, it's a reminder of old times.
In my younger year, we used to do it, run down the water pond and make a hole in ice and then go in there. And then you had to carry one ice and back to the house, the whole gone. They said you're doing it this one, you make live a little longer too.
For NAZ Today, I'm Virginia Beamer.
Is warm weather expected to continue across northern Arizona? Meteorologist Lee Bourne has your forecast coming up.
I was an ordinary guy, but I switched to Suddenlink's new internet, and now I can't stop being awesome, because it's the fastest in town. Downloads, uploads, any kind of load, everything just flows at speeds 13 times faster than phone company DSL. Even when the whole family is online, there's no buffering. With DSL, we were suffering. Yep, anything the phone company can do, I can do faster. Now that I have the next big thing from Suddenlink. Now that I have a house full of easy.
For over 20 years and with more than 65,000 success stories, Coconino Community College's commitment to the educational pipeline is vital to your future.
My name is Sheila Hollowhorn. I study mechanical engineering and train as a U.S. Air Force pilot and officer in the CCC to NAU program, which helps students like me transition from the community college to NAU. Upon completion, I'll be giving back by defending our country, and that's why I support CCC.
With your support, Coconino Community College will remain efficient, effective, and excellent.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Meditate for the sake of confusion. Bear in mind the results are unclear. Best to rest all your laurels on a saint, 'cause we're all going down in a ball of hot fire. In a ball of hot
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. We've got Northern Arizona's biggest selection of always changing certified pre-owned vehicles. All receive a thorough 172-point vehicle inspection, a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty, and 2 years of free maintenance, including all oil changes. You can count on our certified pre-owns just as you can count on our relaxed, no-pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
All right, very large high pressure in place across the region for the last couple weeks, and pretty bizarre weather out there for this time of year today. All sunshine, very mild temperatures, getting into the mid-50s across Flagstaff region, well above average for this time of year, not far off. Record type number 60 degrees, the record high. That's set way back in 1902. We're staying on average with our early morning lows. We haven't had any precipitation around here in a couple weeks, and it's all due to this very large, high pressure, and a friend of mine up at the Snowball is calling it the ridge of steel. Ridge of high pressure set up just off the west coast. So anything out over the Pacific Ocean going well up into Canada over the top of this ridge of steel, and then drawing storms in and then down the spine of the Rockies and bringing in storms all the way into the Midwest and into the East Coast, while the entire West Coast is remaining very mild. And this high pressure is not going anywhere for at least another week, so we're going to remain in this weather pattern. Some of these high clouds will bring us a partly cloudy day out there on Friday, although temperatures will remain very warm. So where do these storm systems go? They go up over the top of the western high pressure, then drop down. Right now, this latest storm system's bringing an Arctic plunge into the northern plains, the Midwest, and a big snowstorm now moving through the Great Lakes and into New England states. And New England's in for a big blizzard tonight, and very cold temperatures behind it, up to a foot of snow throughout the New England states. And there's some rain also along with this down along the mid and south Atlantic, but pretty quiet for the rest of the country. Tomorrow's highs with this Arctic air moving in, some single digits in the upper Midwest, 10s and 20s, spilling all the way down into the deep south. And then people under the ridge, us here in the Southwest, California, and some of the southern states in the 70s, and that's the way it's going to remain around here. But the cold air up over the top still filtering into the Rocky Mountain states, so highs are still in the 30s there in that region, and this pattern's just going to keep going. It's a persistent pattern, and it's just one cold front after the other with plunging Arctic air. Very cold temperatures moving in for the country all the way through the weekend. Well, notice us here in Arizona, we're just off the periphery of any of this cold air. It all gets dammed up on the Rockies, so we're going to remain with some very mild temperatures. So for us overnight tonight, we'll have a little bit of high cloud cover, mostly clear, 16 degrees. High clouds do increase throughout the day tomorrow. 51 degrees, and it's another mild day with temperatures way above average for this time of year, and that's the way it is for everybody. Sedona, 64 degrees. Prescott, 61. Down in Phoenix into the 70s, and our extended forecast for us here, really there's not anything to really talk about. It just stays the same all the way through for us. High temperatures way above average for this time of year into the upper 40s, and mostly sunny each and every day.
All right, not bad. Well, remember to come back tomorrow at 6 o'clock for NAZ Today.